what I'd like to do is to share with you just a few of the stories and the insights that I have the privilege of sharing on stages around the world, speaking for different companies. How would I prepare my wife and 3 small children to sail around the world? In order to make this dream happen, I ended up creating 3 different successful multiple million-dollar businesses. So let's talk a little bit about money, because this is where one of the big lessons came from for me, one of the big turning points. And that's my business partner, Ed. You may be looking at that picture and wondering why Ed is wearing a pair of yellow headphones, Ed, my business partner. And the real reason is that it was to shut the noise out. But actually, it was more powerful as a metaphor, because he wasn't really listening to me. I wasn't really listening to him. So the question I always ask is, do you notice the strengths in your team? How can you encourage people to do more of the things that they absolutely love doing? The key lesson was powerful leadership and team building. How do we go and build things together? You've got to build on people's strengths and tell people what's right. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. What we did is we took corporate values and we adapted them to family values. Those were literally the things that saved the lives of me and my young family as we sailed around the world. However, you do know that when you're going to sail around the world for 2 years, that things are going to go wrong at some point in time or another. Here was one of our big ones. And where we were literally 500 miles from the nearest piece of land deep in the South Pacific. And we had power failure in the middle of the ocean. What does power failure mean? On a boat, it means that you've got no navigation systems to know where you are, no autopilot to steer the boat, you've got no lights, no cooker, nothing. And we were completely isolated and out there and on our own. The question I always ask is, what would you do in that situation? You're literally in the middle of nowhere in storm force conditions. How would you deal with that? Here's what we did. We lived our values. Over the next 4 days, my wife and I, we hand steered the boat to get to the next island of Niue. And we just literally lived our values. There was laughter, there was compassion, there was understanding. And a very important formula, which some of you may well be familiar with, E plus R equals O, where E is the event, something happens to you. R is your reaction. What do you do as a result of that? And O is the outcome. It doesn't say the event equals the outcome. It's the event plus your reaction. How do you respond? That's what defines the outcome in whatever situation. So that's what I encourage people to do, to take charge of their emotional responses and how do they react in any particular situation. The world that we operate in today, it's uncertain, it's changing at its fastest rate ever. And I think the key skill set, the most important skill set we all need in business is how to embrace uncertainty and make decisions and move forward. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing but expecting a different result.